Thanks a lot, Jane. Good day, everybody. I know this item is right at the end and people are anxious to go home. But let me promise you, just remain with us for a few minutes, because what we'll be showing you here is probably one of the most important things that you'd like to take home and begin to apply. I've brought myself, with myself here, Mr. Mzumi, who is in my office, and we thought that as a team, we should present what we are doing. For the past 2 days, everybody was talking about quite a number of challenges in local government. And at the end, I looked at what commissions came as suggestions, and people were saying, this is what we are going to do. This is what we will be doing as we live here. And the question that I had was, hey, come on, but what are people currently doing in their municipalities? If all of us are aware of the challenges that we're faced with, what exactly are we doing to address those challenges? Now, in Sedibeng, we have done something about it. We were aware of the challenges just as yourselves, and we took a very conscious decision and said, you know what, we are going to do something about it. Before I call upon Mzumi to share with us just the process, I just want to make this two few observations. No, not observations, actually, just two things that we did when we embarked on this journey. The very first assumption that we made was that performance is about people. Performance is not about systems. So as we embark on this process, our focus would be on people, which meant that we were going to focus on the behavior of individuals. So to us, performance was more about the behavior than the systems. So as a starting point, our approach was that let's take everybody who is in this municipality and begin to ask questions as to why are they not performing as expected. So based on that, we then conducted a very, very scientific diagnostic analysis. We took everybody through various exercises that assisted us to unearth what they saw as challenges for them in terms of their own performance. And believe it or not, what we came out of those exercises was extremely scary. And it was very, very obvious that people just come to work at 8 and look forward towards 4 o'clock. Because when we started to ask them exactly what is it that you do on a daily basis, when you get into your office, what do you do? And is that what you do commensurate with the salary that we give you at the end of the month? And very quickly it became obvious that people were just not certain about what they were actually doing themselves. Then we then moved on and said, if you do not know why you are here, then how can we then say we are measuring our performance? We can't measure that which we don't know. So it meant that we needed, therefore, to do another process, and that is transforming individuals, make individual employees to be aware of the reason why they were in that municipality. And that is not an easy process, it is not an event, it takes time, it is a journey. Because people begin to realize that, hey, but you know, truly speaking, I was just deployed here for other reasons than the work that is expected to be performed here. You know, so as Ntsumi takes you through, you will realize what I'm talking about. Another important point is that the process that we undertook was a consultative process. We did not come with a system and impose it on the employees. We said, look, we all agree that these are the problems. And they said, yes, we agree, Mr. Mukasa. I said, therefore, if we all agree that these are the problems that we're faced with, let's therefore work together in addressing them. And how do we do this? Now, Ntsumi will then take over and show you how we then actually embarked on the journey. Over to you, Ntsumi.
Thank you all. Protocol observed. I will be quick, go to be effective at the same time. The background that was shared with you actually anchors the holistic approach, the integrated approach that you do not go for one, but you do the whole process, especially when you talk about performance management. Who we are, I love the slides. This is who we are. There's also a tourism effect that come and visit. We have a river. As a district, as the previous speakers have indicated, we are set to provide a service. It's all about the service delivery. We all go to work in effect to find a way how we can do that. Because this is the mandate and this is the objective. What then we did? We then went on and said, but what are the symptoms that says that the service delivery is not happening to the extent that it's supposed to happen? We conducted an organizational analysis which then the business class leaders. The risk was already lack of stakeholder confidence, dissatisfied communities, and those were just, the symptoms. The causes, as you may see, this came out of the analysis that we went. Then we realized that there are handicaps towards our effectiveness in service delivery. So this was actually impacting on that. We then said, we need an intervention. And the solution to that was a use of performance management as a vehicle. We agreed and we undertook. Then we saw the seed. And then we went on and said, what is it that we want to achieve with performance management system that we are actually procuring? So it won't be an ordinary approach that we intended to move into. So we said, we want to comply at national level. We want to align to national outcomes. To improve efficiency and to mitigate risk. So these were the things that we wanted to address as we were procuring the result-based approach, starting with the end in mind. At national level, these are things that we wanted to achieve as we were taking the route of use of performance management system. So we identified exactly what is that we want to achieve. At leadership level, there were concerns that were raised around leadership. So we said at leadership level, these are things that we also want to watch. Elements of accountability and tools for monitor progress and manage those risks. Issue of is evidence management. People said they've done things and we wanted the system that's going to help us to show that things that people said they have done, they've actually done them. At employee level. So this is an integrated system. It includes both the individual performance management system as well as the organizational. So you will see as we go on that when people said they have done something, they have actually done it. And that is contributing and linking directly to the organizational performance. One of those days when service delivery and performance hasn't happened, but people get humongous bonuses. If employees did not perform, there is no way we will see the organization heads. So the system actually talks to it. And why is it important to have an integrated solution? Our past experience told us, you cannot achieve the desired result with regard to performance if you implement an e-system on its own. And that's the route that we do not undertake. Or just develop policies and procedures. Actually, effective policies and procedures on their own, they won't help. Or just have training for leadership and your managers. They don't help. Or implement change management, change of culture and so on and so on its own. They don't help. What you need actually to achieve the desired outcome is to have an integrated approach. And we are here sharing that with you, that it works. You go integrated approach, you address all. I think the current previous speaker said that you do not report on this, on governance, and then report on that, and then do audit on that. Better do an holistic audit. That will give you something, your report will be much effective to actually, and this is the approach that we took. So we set our target that from 2011 to 2030, our integrated approaches, our strategy in planning, contracting, monitoring, and evaluation, including reporting, would at least improve by a certain percentage. That the previous speaker maybe didn't touch on that. We have actually exceeded the projection that we set. Before embarking upon the journey, as I said, the first step, conduct your own, know where you are before you start moving. And that's what we do. We check our culture, leadership, stakeholder, PMS structures, and delivery. And upon that, we then realized that we thought we were going to implement across the entire organization. But after the analysis, we realized that no. There are issues at management level. So we started first rolling this process out, level 0 to level 4, from the MM up to the assistant managers level. And then we said that will be phase 1. Phase 2 will be level 5 to level 9. And then level 10 and 12 will be the level 10 to 12 will be the last one. So we are implementing this in phases. We are now in phase 2. Hence, we are sharing the experiences with you. And the boldness is informed that we are seeing this working for us. Hence, we want to share it with you. So that the IDP, these are the elements of focus. We then named at the project. We call it Project Retolabate, meaning we are moving forward. We were even confident to name the project this because we were convinced that we are definitely going to reach the output and the outcome that we are setting ourselves for. Yeah, we do have goals. So these are the challenges that we identified. I think you will share, you are to some extent experiencing the same challenges that we have experienced before we actually embarked on this. And what did we do? Because we wanted to address those challenges. We adopted a result-based framework. By that we mean, in simpler terms, it's about planning and monitoring and evaluating performance against results. You start with the end in mind, meaning you come with the process to what you know that you want to achieve. That is not haphazard planning. And then we said, what are the components to go to the impact? I think everybody who spoke here was saying, whatever that we're doing, what is the impact of that? And we said, these are the impact of our IDP, and what are the outcomes, and what are the outputs, and what are the activities. So those gave birth to this. From the input, we had the ultimate outcomes, the direct outputs as they reflect as deliverables in our ITP, the activities performed, as well as the inputs. So we were clear what is that we are doing and where we are going. Number two, the alignment. Alignment to mission outcomes. We wanted to embark on projects and programs that are going to respond to what the nation actually requires. Nothing for you without you. So this is the approach that we were actually taking. At national level, we have 12 outcomes, and we were linking, this is just an example, we're linking to the specific outcomes. Out of that, all the outcomes, the outputs from those outcomes, we're actually linking them directly to our 7 key performance areas. So as Sedibeng, we have 7 key performance areas which are outlined here. So these are actually talking to what is it that is required at a national level. That's how aligned we are. So then our outcomes were actually talking to the outcomes directly as they are required at national level. Number 3, we then distributed the SDBAP thing. We changed the way we did our SDBAP. So our SDBAP clearly there are targets, measurable indicators. Firstly, what is it that we're going to do, by when, all those math things and involved in this. Because you see, this is a pilot approach. We are actually the first to do this way. So there will be those mishaps here and there. There will be an indicator that should be in percentage format, but it is put in a number format. So we pick those when people were supposed to report. When the person reports that, but I should be saying 2, and I have it in percentage. So we did have those challenges in the process, but those were the actual challenges that we faced. But we reworked our estimate. 4, we cascaded objectives and plans. So a line of sight was very clear. From what is it that the senior managers were doing? They were contributing to their departmental SDB, contributing to the SDM, SDB, contributing to the IDP, ONE IDP, contributing to the 5 IDP, to the GDS, up to the national, to the provincial as well as the national. So the line of sight is very clear that whatever that we are doing has a direct implication at national level. Then our indicators were measurable. I've just touched on this one. Improved annual target setting. Our annual target was very clear. The 1 year in the 5-year ITP becomes your 1-year ITP. Then it becomes your 4-year, your 4 quarters in your SDBAP. And then you work on the measure. There's a chapter in our ITP that is specifically talking about your SDB. So you list everything that you're going to do in the year under review, and then you work that out. Something that you're not going to do that year in your review, you do not include it. That is very clear, because you know that you're not going to do it that year, so don't include it in your SDB. And then we assigned, as I indicated yesterday, we assigned each and every item in the SDB to a specific person. There is somebody responsible for that item in the SDB. So there is nothing hanging. Right, and that's when we then did this that's when we came to the software where we had our ITP and our SDB on to the system. And this is how it looks like. So we have the annual target, we have Q1 target from that, Q2, Q3, Q4. We have the responsible, the directorate, and the responsible position for that. So it is completely and totally aligned. The quick one, I have 10 minutes. Right, then we get shelter on this. And then what did we do? I'll be quick. We then have e-performance management system. This one, the system came to be with a clear flow and the management book, that is the policy and the framework, how we are going to do the performance. And AG said to us, if you are saying this is how you're going to do it, are you aware that before we even get to our audit, we will check you did what you said you would do? It was a very bold decision to take because we knew that we were completely aligned. We then have automated performance agreements. We then have automated performance evaluations. Under skills development, we were usually engaged on that. We had challenges under that. And what did you do about that? We developed a skills development framework that you need, because when people are not performing adequately, there should be some intervention. And you should have a record what is that you're doing about it. So we successfully trained all our staff on that. And then we have the process videos that are assisting people. When I'm not there, the person can log on his PC and can be guided in the process. And our leadership, we then train our leadership. I want to get to one interesting element that you may be, there is a leadership program that we have developed for our managers. And the issue of culture, I think we all need this, because it affects directly on management. No rivers and smoothly, I love rivers, you know. People were working in silos. Leadership stress points were very high. Play culture, process breakdowns, high risk situations, feeling of carrying the world. Maybe we should pause a bit. Oh, I don't have time. Yeah, feeling of carrying the world, people in jobs bigger than their set skills, feeling of the boat sinking. These were the elements of what we picked up when we were doing our culture plans. Leaders and employees pulling in different directions. Juggling too many balls at one time. Now, what did we do about the culture? Using the performance management system. Not so difficult. We planned very well. We contracted very well. We progress report very well. We monitored and evaluated very well. And we now have a system that, we now have, we have uploaded the system to this for monitoring purposes. So our mayor, the MM, the MMCs, and so on and so on, they can go around with this. That tells each employee's performance. They can log on to you and see what is that you're doing. Are you working? They get into the departmental progress with graphs and shows Q1, Q2. Are you green? Are you red? Are you blue? And why? So this is what they have. So, you know, it then says, it puts everybody on the spot. So when somebody calls you, they call you with specifics that you said you will do this by when, and it is not done. In closure. So there is that intervention between municipal and political relationship. So this is how our SDBIP looks like. AG said we have 1,100 deliverables, and we then said to them, after the reverse process, we have only 173 deliverables, and all of them are assigned to an individual. So there is a political reporting that is completely monitored monthly, quarterly basis, and from the employee, director, AGMM, there is that interrelationship. So people are not only thumbsucking when they call you to come and account, they know exactly what it is that you have been doing. We survived. This is the structure that we have. The key thing is that we then include a skills transfer element, where the service provider is transferring the skills of this whole process to a team that is represented in each and every cluster that we have. And then this is where we are going.